Hello everyone, this is Sarfraz from Aristotle Prep and we are looking at question 117 from the OG13 RC chapter. In case you haven't understood this passage properly, please watch the video for question 115 in which I discuss the passage in great detail. So the question says, the author's suggestion that as much as 90% of the mass of the universe is not radiating at any wavelength with enough intensity to be detected on Earth. Okay, in these lines. So this suggestion would be most weakened if which of the following were discovered to be true. Okay, so the author has suggested that 90% of the universe is not radiating at any wavelength. So it's basically typically non-luminous matter. And this, if we have to weaken this, that may not actually be the case. How do we weaken it? Okay, let's look at options then. So option A says, spiral galaxies are less common than types of galaxies that contain little non-luminous matter. Okay, so spiral galaxies are less common than types of galaxies that contain little non-luminous matter. Hold it. I'll come back to it. B says, luminous and non-luminous matter are composed of the same elements. That doesn't help weaken anything. C says, the bright nucleus of a typical spiral galaxy also contains some non-luminous matter. That's okay, it may contain. It doesn't weaken anything. D says the density of the observable universe is greater than previous estimates have suggested. Even if that is the case, that's very good, but that doesn't make any difference to the conclusion or the suggestion, which is about the non-observable matter. It can't be detected. So no connection. E says some galaxies do not rotate or rotate too slowly for their rotational velocity to be measured. So what? I'm going back to A now. And the reason A looked good to me is because of actually doing enough critical reasoning questions. Because you see, A, spiral galaxies are less common than types of galaxies that contain little non-luminous matter. It's basically nothing but, if you remember, representativeness from critical reasoning. It is testing you on the concept of representativeness. You see, what is representativeness? You study a small sample and you conclude for the entire population, which is something which occurred to me after I read option A, that the entire passage is only studying spiral galaxies. But it is concluding for all kinds of galaxies. Spiral galaxies are not the only galaxies which are there in the universe, which becomes clear once I read A, that there are other types of galaxies also, and they contain a little non-luminous matter. So then, the point is, if spiral galaxies are not representative of all galaxies, because they are less common, if they were equally common, then they could have been representative of all or any typical galaxy, but they are less common. So if they are not representative of all galaxies, then what holds true for spiral galaxies may not hold true for the entire universe or all the galaxies in the universe. So this 90% funda, which holds true for spiral galaxies, may not hold true for some other kind of galaxy. So that is how the argument actually gets weakened. So what helps here is the knowledge of critical reasoning, the knowledge of representativeness.